My name is Peabody. I am a genius.
And my name is Sherman. I'm a boy. Mr. Peabody's boy.
Set the Wayback Machine for the 6th century, Sherman.
6th century it is, Mr. Peabody. And the place?
Camelot, where we'll visit King Arthur. The Wayback took us way back instantly to the foot of King Arthur's throne.
At last you are here. Which of you is the doctor?
Why, is someone ill, Your Majesty?
Not yet, but there will be. There always is on Black Tuesday.
Black Tuesday, sire?
Yes. Once a year, merry old England breaks out in a rash of plagues and floods. It always happens on a Tuesday. And you couldn't very well call it White Tuesday, could you?
Have there been any disasters yet?
Oh, yes, all sorts.
Such as?
Well, take it, for instance, my singing sword.
Looks all right to me.
Well, it may looketh all right, but today it singeth flat.
What else has gone wrong, Your Highness?
There's Merlin the magician. 1 hour ago, he developed a case of amnesia.
Abra. Oh, I wish I could recall how the rest of that goeth.
You see, one calamity after another. And who knows what's next?
We soon found out.
Sire, we are doomed! Camelot is doomed!
Of course we are, dear boy. It's Black Tuesday.
It's the drawbridge, sire! There's a dragon down there!
A glance through the castle window confirmed the unusual report.
This, then, is it.
Why not fight the dragon?
Yes, but what with?
What about your knights?
Restless, lad, restless. Can't sleep a wink.
Sherman is referring to the armored type of knight, Your Majesty. You know, Galahad, Lancelot.
Oh, them. Yes, that's a good idea. Summon my knights.
Quickly, the drawbridge was lowered. But unfortunately, most of Arthur's knights had taken a shower with their armor on.
Rust. It is the thing we feareth most.
However, one solitary knight chose that moment to return from a quest.
I am Arthur's most valiant knights around. Be gone, O dragon, or I shall runneth you through.
But instead of departing, the dragon merely sent a scorching sheet of fire.
Gadzooks, I've been barbecued.
Infuriated, the king drew his singing sword.
Out of tune or not, Excalibur and I will cut the beast to ribbons.
But the only thing he cut was a bell cord.
Well, Mr. Peabody, what now?
It would seem, Sherman, as though the responsibility is ours.
Yeah, but how do you handle a dragon?
Preferably with asbestos gloves. Wasting not a second, we crossed the drawbridge and confronted the huge monster.
We don't have any weapons, Mr. Peabody.
We don't need any. Now, if you'll empty your pockets, remove the contents and place them on the ground.
I don't get it.
The dragon will, my boy. Ah, that's what I was looking for. I believe you call this...
Bubble gum. Double bubble gum.
Yes. Now we shall leave the bubble gum here and return to the castle.
Do you think the dragon will let us?
Like anyone else, dragons are curious. No sooner had we left the scene than the dragon had inspected the bubble gum, decided it was edible, and quickly chewed it.
I still don't understand.
Watch. We've been quite patient with you, and so I suggest you return to your home, or else we'll be forced to resort to violence.
Look out, Mr. Peabody. He's going to breathe fire on you.
You forget the bubble gum. And so, as the dragon sank slowly in the west, Sherman and I returned to Arthur's throne.
Magnificent display of courage. I would knighteth you both if we weren't so busy with the termites.
Now it's termites, sire?
Look.
Before our very eyes, a square, massive table was partially consumed.
This is terrible, Mr. Peabody.
I don't know. Think of it this way. If it weren't for the termites, King Arthur and his knights might never have had a round table.
Once upon a time, in the little town of Daniels on the Rocks, there lived a beauty and a beast.
Oh, I'm
not really a beast. Actually, I'm a prince. But I'm all fussed up like this because of witchcraft.
Please. But ugly as he was, he could once again become handsome just by being kissed by a beauty.
Kissed? Oh, so that's the bit. Just get kissed by a... Man, it's not as easy as it sounds.
That was probably the wrong girl anyway. And so the beast set out to find the beauty whose love would break his magic spell.
How do you do, miss? I'm not really a beast, but a prince. The victim of...
You're no prince.
And you're no beauty either. Boy, that's what I really needed. Hello, you gorgeous thing. I'm not really a beast, but a prince. The victim of... Oh, witchcraft! Listen to me. This is a true story. I'm a handsome prince.
Well, an inventive beast knows when to change tactics, and this particular beast knew that it was the smart thing to present his case before presenting his face.
Call me a beast, will you?
Next, the beast posed as an old friend of the family.
Ho, 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 ho. How about a big kiss for Santy?
Well, obviously, it was time to look for another approach. A kissing booth at a fair, for instance. There, the beast would simply buy a kiss for himself, and it just might be the kiss. Then again, it might not.
Maybe I should quit when I'm ahead. If you can call this being ahead.
Well, if one can't even buy a kiss, one is forced into devious measures. Something subtle, sophisticated, something ingenious, yet inobvious. Fortunately for the beast, there was a wedding taking place in a nearby garden. A natural. The beast simply had to stand in line with the other guests and kiss the bride.
This is it. I feel more handsome already. I would like to say a few words about... Stop that dancing up there. Another day, another ugly.
But wait, what is this? A fair maid in yon balcony.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou?
Up, 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 and away!
But the damsel did not do good like a Juliet should. However, not to be discouraged, the beast tried again, this time by air. His takeoff was superb, but we can't say as much for his landing. Jousting was an old favorite sport in fairy story days. After the joust, the winner usually threw a rose to the lady of his choice, who, in return, would reward him with a kiss. This seemed like a perfect opportunity to the beast, so he threw the rose. It was high and a little inside, and made ready to receive his reward. But instead, the next good prospect for a kiss was on the edge of disaster as the beast happened by.
I'll save her. Then she'll kiss me out of gratitude. No, wait, stop. Don't do it. Hold it. Don't be rash. Wait, hold on. I'll save you.
Well, eventually, even a beast gets discouraged.
I'm just a no-good beastnik.
So the next time he met a beauty...
Hello? Here, hit me. Go ahead, shock me good. Say all do.
But the beast can only become a prince again if a beauty kisses him. The real beauty. Black of hair.
Black of hair.
Red of lips.
Red of lips.
Fair of skin.
Fair of... It's her. I mean, you or she. This is the one. Kiss me. Better try again, baby. That one didn't take.
Well, the script says that you turn back into a prince. You really are a prince, aren't you?
Listen, bud. You get kissed your way, I'll get kissed my way.
Once upon a time, there was a little tailor, a very little tailor.
To be exact, 4'2", eyes of blue.
Oh, how he wished he were a taller tailor.
Yeah, about 9 feet tall.
The reason was that being so small, he was constantly being picked on. When he ate his lunch, even the flies ganged up on him, 7 at once.
Stop that buzzing! I can't even hear myself eat.
But the flies kept on buzzing until the little tailor could stand it no more, and... Of course, that was the end of his lunch, but the buzzing had stopped.
Listen, it's quiet. I got him! 7 with 1 blow! Not bad for a shrimp.
The little tailor was so proud of himself that he immediately made a shirt which proclaimed his great deed and set out to tell the world all about it, even though, strictly speaking, it wasn't true at all.
Town's gonna know, world's gonna know about 7 laid out with 1 blow. 2 and 2 plus 1 add 2. Town's gonna know, world's gonna know about 7 laid out with 1 blow.
The little tailor left the town to boast to the whole world of his achievement. Along the way, he discovered a bird caught in a bush. He freed the little bird.
I killed 7 with 1 blow. Yeah.
And put it in his pocket. Before very long, he came to a wood, and seated on a tree stump was a giant. He was as big as the tailor was small.
Too tall or not too tall, that is the question.
Excuse me.
A chance to shrink? Aye, there's the rub.
Excuse me, Bard.
What do you want?
Take a look at that.
You killed 7 with 1 blow? You're such a little fellow. But then I'm so tall. Perhaps you did. Would you believe I was a 3-pound baby?
Listen, I killed 7 at 1 blow, and you better believe it.
What?
Put me down.
All right. Let's see just how strong you are.
The giant picked up a stone and threw it so high that it almost went out of sight.
Top that. I might be slightly overgrown, but I'm a throwing fool.
Well thrown, but it did come back to earth.
That it did.
I'll throw one, it'll never come back.
And the tailor, thinking fast, took the bird out of his pocket and let it fly, so to speak. And quick as a wink, it flew straight up and out of sight.
Oh, that is good. That is very good. You are truly gifted with a golden arm. Let us be friends.
And so they became fast friends.
You know, I have a feeling, Giant.
My name is Ralph.
Well, I have a feeling, Ralph, that we're going to come to an enchanted castle. And in this castle lives a beautiful princess who will become my bride after I perform 3 tasks.
Little tailor, you are out of your mind.
But just then an enchanted castle did appear.
Oh, dear me.
You there in the T-shirt. Stay where you are. I have a task to pick with you. My goodness. Not only have you killed 7, but you've captured 1 alive.
Well, he didn't. I mean, I'm not...
Don't be rude, Ralph.
For taming this creature,
Creature?
you shall indeed marry my daughter after you have performed 1 task.
See, you were wrong. You said 3 tasks.
Well, it usually is 3 tasks, but since no one has ever come back from the first one, I've forgotten the other 2.
Well, didn't they have something to do...
Ralph! What is the 1 task you want performed, Your Majesty?
In the wood lives a unicorn. You must capture it.
So the little tailor and Ralph set out for the wood. They proceeded very quietly.
There it is! The unicorn! This way, this way!
That way, head it off!
I got it!
It's me you got. There it goes.
So eventually it was Ralph and not the tailor who caught the unicorn. And do you know what? It wasn't a unicorn at all, but the king's daughter, and the most beautiful princess you ever saw. She was, however, a little tall for the tailor.
Would you believe I was a 3-pound baby?
And so Ralph and the princess were married and lived happily ever after. Oh, and what happened to the little tailor? Well, he stopped his boasting, he went back to his town and became a very good tailor indeed. Then one day, he met a lovely girl who was also 4 feet 2.
Would you believe I was a 16-pound baby?
And the little tailor married her and was perfectly happy and content. The motto is, you don't have to be 9 feet tall to feel 9 feet tall.
Hello out there. Peabody again. And today we set our sights on the year 1493.
The place, Mr. Peabody?
Rome, where we'll meet history's most infamous bartender, Lucretia Borgia. In a trice, the Wayback Machine escorted us from my penthouse apartment to the castle of the Lord of Pesaro, Lucretia Borgia's second husband. We found his lordship munching on the leg of a chair.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Pardon us, Your Grace, but why are you eating that chair?
Because I'm hungry.
But why the chair?
Well, for one thing, it happens to be the only edible piece of furniture in this room. Hey, you see this? Yesterday was a piano.
Wouldn't you rather eat a nice, juicy steak?
The last person to eat a steak in this castle was Lucretia's first husband. He's dead, you know.
We're quite familiar with your wife's reputation.
Yeah, one might say she's a poison. But I love her anyway.
You realize, of course, what a diet of furniture can lead to.
Probably a divorce. But as long as my wife handles food and drinks, I must abstain from normal eating habits. Either of you care for a caster?
Thank you, no.
Yes, I only wish there was someone who could help me.
There is.
Who?
Mr. Peabody. He can do anything.
Sherman is prejudiced, Your Grace. Prejudiced, but absolutely correct. That night we joined his lordship at dinner.
Hey, Lucretia, she's gonna be down in a minute. Remember, if you value your life, don't eat or drink. By the way, do either of you carry a Blue Cross?
Before we could answer, the door swung wide, and there stood Lucretia. It had to be her. She was carrying a decanter of hemlock.
Good evening, dear husband. Ah, I see we have a guest.
Yes, my love.
How nice. Gentlemen, I propose a toast. To your health.
Without raising suspicion, we managed to empty our glasses in a nearby plant. A nearby dead plant.
I hope you enjoyed the meal. I prepared it myself.
Oh? What happened to the cook?
Stomach trouble.
As usual, you done it again, Lucretia. This food looks delicious.
You may find it needs a dash of salt.
Oh, yes, salt. A-R-S-E-N-I-C, salt.
Lucretia's constitution must have been an iron one. Her food disappeared rapidly. So did ours, from our plates to the floor.
Ah, that hit the spot.
Would anyone care for a cigar?
Well, yes, I think I...
Shh. She soaks them.
Darling, why you don't take our guests out for a stroll in the night air? It might help you to clear up your headaches.
I don't got a headache.
And not yet, you don't.
Atop a parapet, we discussed the recent ordeal.
You see? Hemlock, arsenic, that food was loaded.
If I were you, your lordship, I'd leave her.
I can't. I love her too much. Besides, this poison thing is just a hobby.
I have an idea. One that will allow you to eat and drink quite freely. We adjourned to the castle basement, where Lucretia had her own chemistry lab.
Look around you. The greatest collection of poisons in the entire world.
With Sherman and his lordship assisting, we collected samples. Finally, I began my experiment. 2 drops of wood alcohol, a dash of belladonna, Paris green for color. There we are, done.
It looks delicious. What is it?
This glass contains a minute amount of every poison known to man.
And to Lucretia?
And to Lucretia. By drinking this, you will build up a lifetime immunity. No matter what poison your wife administers, your system will have become adjusted to it.
All right. Here's looking at you, I hope.
Congratulations, your lordship. You are now immune to poison. From that moment on, his married life changed to one of complete rapture.
You cooking something, my dear?
Yes, my love. A cake for your birthday.
Not enough of strychnine. You know I like my strychnine.
Oh, sorry, my pet. I keep forgetting.
Well, Sherman, I think our visit has ended.
There's just one thing, Mr. Peabody.
And that is?
The servants around here. They're not immune to Lucretia's poison.
True, but if you'll notice, they go about the castle wearing a plaster patch over their mouths. That way they don't eat, drink, or speak. In fact, Sherman, this may surprise you, but that's how the silent butler came to be.
Once upon a time, there was a miller's daughter named Gladys who would spin straw all day long and sit up nights thinking of how she would like to be famous. Night after night, she would think of all the things she wanted to be. But as for figuring out a way to be them, Gladys was at a loss.
Oh, to be famous.
Just then, a strange little man appeared before her.
Little lady, I can make you famous overnight.
Who are you?
I am what is known as a PR man.
PR man?
Public relations, my dear. Public relations. It is my business to glamorize the unglamorous. In my hands, the pedestrian becomes splendorous, the prosaic resplendent. What do you do, baby?
Oh, I spin straw.
That's it. You spin straw.
So?
Don't interrupt. It's coming.
What?
The idea, the spark. I got it. You spin straw into gold.
Yeah, but I can't spin straw.
Doesn't matter. I'll do the thinking. Now I'll just contact the trades.
But wait.
Just leave it to me, please.
And so it happened that overnight Gladys did become famous. Of course, nobody had ever seen the gold, but through the PR man's magic, and since it had appeared in all the papers, the people believed it. All of them. Everyone. Even the king.
Gold out of straw? Bring that girl here!
And so Gladys appeared before the king.
I understand you spin.
Not only do I spin, but I am the best spinner in your entire kingdom. I am so good.
That you spin straw into gold, right? Well, I'm going to put you into a room full of my very best straw and have you spin me a room full of your very best gold.
But...
Of course, if you can't, you'll be locked forever in my darkest dungeon.
Oh.
Not so fast, king boy. Release that girl. My client is not giving gold away, you know. However, she will spin for you one room full of gold on one condition. That if she does, she automatically becomes your wife and therefore the queen.
Well... give me the pen already. I'll sign.
Gladys signed too. And the king left her to her task.
Well, now what?
Have I ever let you down, baby? Watch.
And true to his word, the little man spun a room full of gold.
Why, that's amazing.
I know. Now, look, dear, our business ends right here. You are now rich and famous, so until your firstborn comes into the world, I bid you adieu.
My firstborn?
Just read the contract, my dear, the fine print right there.
So, Gladys read the fine print, and there it said in black and white that her firstborn child must go to the little man. Well, about a year afterwards, a beautiful child was born to the king and queen.
Hello again. I have come for the child, according to the contract.
What the little man didn't know was that in reading the fine print, Gladys had found the loophole.
I have found the loophole.
Oh, no, not the loophole.
Yes, quote, if the party of the first part, that's me, within 3 days discovers the name of the party of the second part, that's you, the party of the first part shall keep the party of the third part, that's him.
But that may not be as easy as you think. Go ahead, lay a name on me.
So Gladys laid a name on him.
Tom.
It was the wrong one.
Harry. Alfred. Dick. Bill. Lowry. Sam.
She spent all that day thinking of all the names she could, but none of them were right.
Oscar.
No.
Edward. Roger. Leon. Charlie. Theodore.
And the second day went as did the first, and as it ended...
Louis.
Like,
Gladys was in despair.
Oh.
Just then there was a knock.
Come in.
And the door swung open to reveal a very round man dressed as a town crier.
Like, you don't know me, ma'am, but I've got to hip you to some news. Like the other day, I'm walking through this cool forest when, ma'am, what do I see but this little cat doing this Weirdsville routine? Like he's going...
Skoo-skoo-ba-doo, oobop-she-bam. I am the Rumpelstiltskin man. The king's got his gold, the queen's got her fame, and their baby will have my Rumpelstiltskin name.
Now, isn't that just too coo-coo?
Yeah, coo-coo.
So the next day, when the little man appeared again, the queen said,
Skoo-skoo-ba-doo, oobop-she-bam. You are the Rumpelstiltskin man, right?
Right. Oh, man, I really goofed.
And so Gladys and the king lived happily ever after, and Rumpelstiltskin was never seen in the kingdom again. There were several reports concerning a young girl who could make diamonds out of turnips. But of course that was in another kingdom, and you can't believe everything you read in the papers.